الحمد لله الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد المرسلين أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. My dear sweet Islamic brothers, Buzurgs and viewers of social media, let's recite salutations upon the beloved and blessed Prophet Sallallahu Ta'ala alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. الصلاة والسلام عليك يا رسول الله وعلى آلك وأصحابك يا حبيب الله. الصلاة والسلام عليك يا نبي الله وعلى آلك وأصحابك يا نور الله. And before entering the masjid with your right foot, once you enter, try to make it a habit of reciting Nawaitu Sunnat al-I'tikaf. Inshallah Azawajal, you will gain free reward in the masjid each breath that you take when you make the Nafil I'tikaf. The virtues of Durud Pak, here it mentions in Call to Righteousness on page 544. The Noble Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam has stated, whoever recites Salat upon me on the day of Friday, I will intercede for him on the day of judgment. So if you want the intercession of the beloved Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam on the day of Friday, recite countless number of Durud Pak. Sallu al Habib Sallallahu Ta'ala ala Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. The book Call to Righteousness on page 505, it mentions important Madani pearls about Quranic education. Now, in this day and age, we are marees, our nafs have become sluggish. We've got too many desires, food, technology. We'll be busy on our phones. We can spend the whole night on the phone. But we can't spend some of the time on the Quranic Kareem. We don't have that habit and that devotion towards the Quran. And as there's so much material on social media, as a scroll, it just takes you in a different world. So the tricks of shaitan are there. And when you try to remove any devices from your youngsters, because obviously every youngster wants a mobile phone, you give him a copy of the Quran in his hand, he's not going to take it. And he's only going to last a couple of minutes if you give him the Quran to read. And it's very important. So here in the book it is stated on page 545 and 546 of the first volume of the 1250 book, Bahar Shariat, published by Maktabatul Madina, the publishing department of Dawateislami. So memorizing one ayah of the Holy Quran is absolutely obligatory, meaning fard, for every Muslim who is sane and has reached puberty. Learning the entire Quran by heart is fard kafaya. That is the obligation which is considered fulfilled on behalf of all people if fulfilled by some people. If none fulfilled it, all will be sinners. Memorizing Surah Al-Fatiha and one small surah like Surah Al-Ikhlas, Surah Kawthar, or any other similar to it, for example 3 small ayahs or 1 big ayah, is absolutely wajib. Point 2, he mentions to be aware of as many jurisprudent rulings as one needs is absolutely fard as well. Because obviously if you don't know how to wash yourself and you make mistakes in your wudu is the key to salah. So if that's incorrect, so it's important that we learn the rulings, even in salah as well. Sometimes our sujood are incorrect. Our jalsa, we speed our salahs and we don't sit jalsa properly. Our qoma, our ruku is not done properly. So these are some rulings, basic rulings that a Muslim should know. And we become very lazy in learning them. And then we perform our salah. When we get to the age of 40, for example, our beards have become white, right? And then we realize and we say, Nalka, all these years I've been making this mistake. All these years I didn't know how to perform a ghusl properly. Yeah, the frais of a ghusl. And if a person doesn't know the frais of a ghusl and he's not been performing it all his life, and he's been performing salah like this, do you think his salah is going to be accepted? Wallahu ta'ala wa rasuluhu a'lam. Because his ghusl was incorrect all that time. He was arrogant on not learning the Islamic knowledge, not sitting with a teacher. Social media is full of tarbiyah as well. You know, if you search in Dawateislami, the method of ghusl, you will get a video. Yeah, and same again for non-Muslims as well. They won't have an excuse, you know, on the day of judgment, you know, why did they come close to Allah? It was all on social media. Islam is everywhere, it's on television. But they did not want to learn Islam. They didn't want to come close to it. And same, I guess, we have these bad habits and we're lazy and our nafs doesn't allow us. And this is very important that we at least know the basics. Okay, it's fard for us. And then more than the basic, it mentions here, and learning rulings more than one's needs is preferable to learning the entire Quran by heart. So there's a couplet here that mentions, may the teachers of the Quran be promoted everywhere. May we get the privilege of reciting it in the morning as well as in the evening. Now, Nigrane Shura yesterday night, the New Year, we had a big event in Bradford. You know, to give that encouragement that you should try to at least recite some of the verses of the Quran. You know, break it down. I know we have a busy schedule. We want to get to work. We've got things to do. And, you know, you just make it for the fard, salah in the masjid. And there you read your sunnah and you've gone. But Nigrani Shura has said that, look, open the Quran before you start the fard salah. Read about 3 or 4 verses or how many you can. And then when it gets to Zohar, open up the Quran again. So do bits by bit and you'll complete 1 ruku, 2 ruku like this. And inshallah, within a year, you'll be able to complete the whole entire Quran. If you know, spend some time with the Quran as well. So may Allah Azza wa Jal give us ability to connect to the Quran, to understand the Quran. As I was just coming in to the masjid, obviously my son, I picked up the Quran and I just sat down with him. We just went through one ayah and he was talking about the rain, right? It was in the last chapter, one of the surahs. You know, Allah gives us a big ni'mah, which is the rain. And if that stops, right, just for example, you don't get water, the animals would die. Your crops wouldn't grow. Yeah, so we need this rain and Allah gives it to us. So we just learn that within moments, just going through it for a few moments. You know, if you can't recite the Arabic, you know, sometimes words become difficult. What you could do is just mention each letter, like you spell the word, and then you pronounce the whole word. I know it takes some time. Gradually, you'll pick up speed. So don't think it's going to happen overnight. You know, if you want to become an adat in reciting Surah Yasin fast, first opening Surah Yasin and reciting it, it'll take you 20 minutes. Then when you recite the next day, the time will start reducing down to what, 18 minutes, 17 minutes, 15 minutes. So gradually you'll come to about 7 minutes. You can recite Surah Yasin within 7 minutes or 8 minutes. Yeah? So do try to make that habit and practice, inshallah. May Allah Azza wa Jalla reward you. Sallu ala al-Habib, sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. As you know, every week we have the weekly Sunnah Inspiring Ijtima by the Islam brothers. So try to participate in the Ijtima and try to invite other Islamic brothers as well. So it's a duty upon all of us to give that invitation. And Nek Amal, obviously, is an app that you can download. Alhamdulillah, before you come into the masjid, we've designed a poster and it's got all the barcodes on there. You know, Dawateislami applications. If you want to do an admission for the children at Madrasatul Madina, you can scan the code and it'll take you to the admission form. If you want to download the Nek Amal app, you can scan it and you can download the app. So there's many things on there that are useful for you, inshallah. So do go through the poster and inshallah do download the apps. Like for example, prayer times as well. We've got the Muwaqit app and we've got the Dawateislami app on there as well. So people might ask, what time is Jamaat time? You just need to scan that code and download the app and you'll come aware of the Jamaat times as well. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyid al-Mursaleen. Jazallahu anna Muhammadan ma huwa ahluh. O Allah Almighty, if I made any mistakes in the dars, I ask for forgiveness. O Allah Almighty, for your pleasure, your mercy, give us ability to do good deeds and to prepare for the akhirah. Protect our eyes, protect our ears, protect our tongues, protect our body parts from haram. Protect us from zina, Ya Allah Azza wa Jal. Protect our youngsters, Ya Allah Azza wa Jal. Guide them, keep them on the path of Islam. Ya Allah, forgive their major and minor sins and make them obedient towards their parents. Bless our Muslim brothers around the globe, especially Kashmir, Palestine, Bayt al-Muqaddas, Masjid al-Aqsa. Those who are suffering around the globe, Ya Allah, with calamities, with zulm, oppression, Ya Allah, Azza wa Jal, safeguard them, safeguard their children, safeguard their assets, safeguard their wealth, Ya Allah, protect them from the enemies of Islam. Ya Allah, raise the flag of Islam. Disgrace the enemies of Islam. Disgrace social media, Ya Allah Azza wa Jal. Oh Allah Azza wa Jal, protect all the Muslim Ummah from the Al-Masih al-Dajjal, from the Shaitan. Ya Allah Azza wa Jal, make us steadfastness in our deen by performing our salah, by opening up the Quran, by understanding the Quran. Ya Allah Azza wa Jal, bless the Muqtadis, bless the brothers and sisters of social media, bless them and accept their sincere dua. Sallallahu ta'ala ala Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun. Wa salamun ala al-mursaleen. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin.